big name that came out from the San Diego Union Tribune yesterday on the football head coach search. Tony White, Nebraska defensive coordinator Tony White. This is an interesting one. And I think some fans are like, they see defensive coordinator and they're like, no, we have defense. We need offense. We need the focus to be offense. And I think there needs to be a focus on offense. Yeah. And I would like to have an offense head coach. But the offense, I feel like that's flashy, right? And we might want that flashy hire. And it would be interesting. But what I want is obviously the right guy. And if the right guy is a defensive coordinator, then that's the right guy. And if he can bring a quarterback with him, or he knows how to recruit, he can bring a bright offensive mind with him, then at the end of the day, it'll be okay, right? Winning will bring fans in the stands. Flashy moves, yeah, that will as well. Quarterback, that scores points, that will bring fans in as well. But winning will bring fans in too, right? When the Aztecs, have they had this, big Heisman quarterback before? No. But what they have had is strong defense. They've had a good running game. And guess what? When they were winning games like that, when they had Donnell Pumphrey, they had Rashad Penny, they were bringing in fans. They were winning games. They were bringing in the fans. The support was there. So if they win, I feel like the support's going to be there. And so here's some info on Tony White. This is from Kurt Kenny in the San Diego Union Tribune. Nebraska defensive coordinator Tony White has been contacted by San Diego State in its search for a new head football coach. San Diego State is among several schools that are expected to be interested in White, who also serves as the Cornhuskers' associate head coach. And guess what? He's serving as an associate head coach under Matt Rule, who has college coaching experience, successful college coaching experience as well, with teams that weren't looked at as like a powerhouse program. And he also has some coaching experience in the NFL as well, dealing with professional athletes. And that's different than college, obviously. Now, did he have a bunch of success in the NFL? No, but I'm just saying, he does have some experience there. So Tony White is learning under someone that I think knows what he's talking about. Nebraska, they're 5-6. You're like, oh, why are we thinking about a guy that's, a coach on a team that's 5-6? Cusp of bowl eligibility. Shouldn't we be aiming higher there? They're going to close out their season against Iowa, who is 9-2. But White, he's getting a lot of attention. 44 years old, he's getting attention. His defense is ranked 15th in the nation in total defense, 19th in scoring defense. He has the connection to San Diego State. So he learned under Brady Hoke. He learned under Rocky Long. Learn I'm reading here from the article, the 3-3-5 defense alongside Rocky Long. He was here with San Diego State from 2009 to 2017. He used to play. I believe he played for UCLA. I want to say John Schaefer said that yesterday. Yes, he was a defensive coordinator after that in the 96 and 97 seasons. Excuse me, no. That was Rocky Long, my bad. And White played under Rocky Long as a linebacker for the Bruins. He's got a lot of experience at San Diego State, learning under some pretty good defensive coaches. DC at Arizona State in 2019, with Syracuse 2020 to 2022. And then he joined head coach Matt Rule this year at Nebraska. And Matt Rule is speaking glowingly of him, which you would say, well, of course he is. He's one of his coaches. That makes Matt Rule look good, and of course he's going to do that because that's just the right thing to do. But what I thought from Matt Rule's comments, I think you got to listen to the audio. You got to watch the video of Matt Rule saying it. He really was passionate about Tony White. It says here, a search firm called me and asked for Tony White's number, and I said, yes, you should hire Tony White. Tony White should be a head coach. He's excellent. Don't take a job with no resources, though, he told to Tony White. Don't take a job with no support. Don't take a job with a great recruiting base. Don't take a job, hear me now when I say this, this is deep, where the expectations outweigh the commitment. You want to be a 10-win team and you're spending at the middle of your conference? So little things like that. Like, don't go to a school where they have these high expectations, but they're not setting you up for that success to meet those expectations. But San Diego State, I think that they can set Tony White up, set the next head coach up to meet those expectations. What are the expectations for San Diego State's football program? It's to go win the conference, go be at the top of that conference. It's for dang sure not be at the bottom of the Mountain West Conference like it is this year. That's embarrassing, right? New stadium, you're in San Diego. Your basketball team just made it to the national championship game. You were in talks to go to the Pac-12 before that folded. Like, I think San Diego State, they want to get this program back to being good. And so I think they're willing to invest. Now, do they have the NIL money as other Power 5 conferences? No. But I think San Diego State is, if not the most, one of the most appealing jobs out of the non-Power 5 jobs. The group of 5 jobs for now, yeah, I think it's appealing because there are other schools where they're looking to get a head coach. Are they known for, finishing at the top of their conference consistently or having that really be their goal and really caring about that? No. San Diego State, I like that they're casting a wide net because I think that this means, like, yeah, they're truly trying to find the right guy. It might be a defensive guy like Tony White. I think San Diego State has the resources. You don't have to listen to JD Wick or whatever he says. Of course, he's going to say it's a very desirable job. But if you look at it, I think it is a desirable job. I think there's a lot of people that would want to live in San Diego. I think that some head coaches could see this as, yeah, if I can take this Aztecs program back to the top of the Mountain West here consistently, that could, give me a spot, give me a chance to go get a bigger job. And that's okay. If San Diego State brings a head coach in here and they go 9-2 or whatever for a couple years, and then that guy ends up going and getting a bigger job, guess what? This job is appealing to the next head coach because of where it's at. And that guy that maybe might leave, he transformed the program back to where we want it to be. He put it back into a good place. So that's what it's about right now, is getting this program turned back in the right direction. There's similarities between the Padres and Aztecs, getting it turned back in the right direction. So whether it's a DC, whether it's an OC, whatever it is, I want the right guy. Offense, they need offense. They do need offense. They need a quarterback, no doubt. And I think that hiring the Washington offensive coordinator, I know his name, Ryan Grubb, I think, is being brought up a lot. Hire someone like that. I think that San Diego State fans are going to like that because they're going to see, okay, Power 5 school, offensive coordinator, offensive mind. That's what we need. Let's go. If it's someone like Tony White and it's a defensive guy, I'm not going to sit here and say terrible hire. It sure seems like he's someone that cares about San Diego State, has the background. He has experience under a talented coach in Matt Rule. And I think it's going to be a wait and see. Like, what is he going to be able to bring along with him to this Aztecs program before making a judgment on, oh, was this the right hire or not, right? So we'll see. We'll see if it's a young guy. I think there was a UNLV coach that is mentioned here as someone that San Diego State might be interested in, who is different, different background. So they're casting a wide net here. It's not like they're focused on one group. I think they're really focused on finding the best leader of men, the best coach, not just, oh, let's find the best offensive guy. And we'll see where it goes. But yeah, that's the latest here on Tony White, San Diego State search for their head coach. We'll see what happens. I don't think that they're going to be naming one, before Brady Hoke is done. Like, you got senior night coming up this weekend against Fresno State at Snapdragon Stadium. They've got the beanie giveaway, so you can go get your tickets there if you want that. Trying to finish off this season with a win. I don't want to say strong because even if they win, that'll be their fourth win of the entire season. Like, that's not finishing off the season strong. It's finishing off the season with a win. Finishing off the season strong is like putting together a winning streak, and that obviously can't happen. But we'll see what happens. San Diego State, the head coach hiring, I think it's probably more important than the Padres manager. I know there's more Padres fans, and that's like Major League, World Series, right? And San Diego State's like they can't go win the national championship in football, like whatever. But in baseball, GM, players, that's huge. Managers, it's significant, but the head coach in football, recruiting, and face of the program, face of sometimes the entire athletic department, not the AD, not the basketball coach for San Diego State. We think of the basketball program, right? But usually the head coach is like the face of the school's sports. You look at Alabama, you think of Nick Saban. You think of Clemson, you think of Dabo Swinney, right? You think of USC, you probably think of Lincoln Riley. It's not going great for them, but that's what you think of, right? Notre Dame, you thought of Brian Kelly, and now you think of Marcus Freeman. That's what you think of. So this is a big hiring for San Diego State.